Imagine Spain. You probably picture bustling cities, Madrid's grand plazas, Barcelona's gaudy magic. These places are packed with people, full of energy, day and night. It's the Spain many travelers know and love. But there's another Spain, one that covers most of the land, about 70% in fact. This Spain is quiet. Vast landscapes stretch under big skies. You can drive for miles and see hardly anyone. Hills roll on, dotted with ancient villages, many nearly empty. This is the story of La España Vaciada, empty Spain. It's a term you hear a lot here now. It describes a huge part of the country where populations have dwindled, leaving behind haunting beauty and big questions for the future. Why did this happen? It's a tale of geography, history, and economic shifts, of people's dreams and tough choices. Farming ways changed, cities became magnets for the young. What does this mean for those who remain? We'll explore how rural Spain emptied out, and what's being done to bring life back. Join me as we journey into the heart of empty Spain. It's a story of loss, resilience, and hope. Let's discover the other side of Spain together. The story starts here. Spain's geography is dramatic. The Pyrenees in the north, Sierra Nevada in the south, mountains everywhere. These ranges made travel and farming tough, isolating many inland areas. The Meseta Central, a vast high plateau, dominates central Spain. Winters are cold, summers scorching, and water is scarce. The soil isn't always rich, and farming has always been a challenge. Water scarcity is a defining feature. Spain is one of Europe's driest countries. Fertile river valleys like the Ebro and Guadalquivir are green oases. But away from these rivers, life is much harder. Nature itself carved out challenges, shaping where people could thrive. The coasts and river valleys became inviting, while much of the interior remained demanding. This shaped settlement patterns for centuries. Some regions required resilience and hard work just to survive. Geography set the stage for Spain's population story. It explains why so much of the land is empty today. The landscape is beautiful, but it's also unforgiving. These natural barriers influenced everything from farming to migration. The story of empty Spain begins with the land itself. It's a backdrop of both opportunity and hardship. Understanding the geography is key to understanding the emptiness. It's not just about where people live, but why they left. The land shaped the people and their choices. This is the foundation of La España Vaciada. The story unfolds from here. Let's see how history added its own layers. History shaped where Spaniards live. For centuries, Spain was rural and agricultural. Villages were the heart of life, tied to the land and seasons. Romans built roads and cities. Moors brought advanced irrigation, making some regions bloom. But most people lived close to the land. The Reconquista brought centuries of conflict, shifting populations and creating sparsely settled frontiers. After unification in 1492, land ownership concentrated in vast estates. The powerful Mesta sheep herders guild dominated, often at the expense of crops. Fast forward to the 20th century, the Spanish Civil War devastated rural areas. Franco's dictatorship pushed for industrialization, but only in select cities. This drew people from the countryside to urban centers. Traditional agriculture struggled to compete. The result was a slow, steady drain of people from villages. Year by year, rural Spain emptied out. History's policies and conflicts left deep marks. The emptying wasn't sudden, it was a long process. Each era added to the exodus. The legacy is visible today in abandoned villages and aging populations. The story of La España Vaciada is written in the land and its people. It's a story of change, loss, and adaptation. The past set the stage for today's challenges. Now let's see why cities became such powerful magnets. The next chapter is about opportunity and what it cost. The countryside changed forever, and the effects are still felt. Let's explore the urban pull. The story continues. The city's pull grew stronger in the 20th century. Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, cities booming with jobs and opportunity. Factories and the service industry needed workers. For the young and ambitious, the city was the place to be. Meanwhile, farming became mechanized. Fewer jobs were left on the land. Small family farms struggled to survive. The economic heart of Spain shifted from rural fields to urban centers. Cities offered more than jobs, better schools, healthcare, entertainment, and a faster pace of life. For young people, it was a chance for something new. Many left their villages and didn't return, except for holidays. This created a cycle. Fewer young people meant fewer services, making villages less attractive. The economic promise of the city was irresistible. Rural areas lost their youth, and with them, their future. The countryside aged, and communities shrank. The urban magnet was a global trend, but in Spain it was especially stark. The result? Vibrant cities, empty villages, the divide grew wider every year. The story of empty Spain is also the story of urban Spain's rise. The cost was high for rural communities. The next scene, what happens when the young are gone? The social fabric of rural Spain was stretched thin. Let's look at the human side of this migration. The impact is personal and profound. The story deepens. Let's see how society changed. As people left, rural Spain changed dramatically. Villages aged, young adults moved to cities, leaving mostly seniors behind. Birth rates plummeted. Some villages went years without a single new baby. Schools closed, doctors visited less, shops and bars shut down, public transport faded away, isolating those who remained. The loss of people meant a loss of services and community life. Traditions struggled to survive without new generations. The social fabric weakened, and a quiet crisis unfolded. Rural Spain became a land of resilience, but also loneliness. The human cost of migration is visible everywhere. La España Vaciada is more than empty land. It's about people left behind. Their stories matter. The next scene, real faces, real places. Let's see what emptiness looks like up close. Let's visit the heart of empty Spain. Provinces like Soria, Teruel, and Cuenca, sometimes called the Spanish Lapland for their low population. Here, fewer than 8 people live per square kilometer. Drive through Soria's stunning landscapes, villages with only a handful of residents, most elderly. Some villages are beautifully preserved but eerily quiet. Schools that once had dozens of children are now closed. Entire hamlets stand abandoned, nature reclaiming stone and wood. These are Spain's ghost villages. Contrast this with Madrid or Barcelona, cities bursting with millions. Streets are crowded, apartments small, life fast-paced. Most of Spain's people live in cities or on the coast on a small part of the land. The imbalance is stark. 90% of people on 30% of the territory. The rest, 70% of Spain, holds just 10% of the population. La España Vaciada is not just about empty spaces, it's a profound demographic shift. The numbers tell a story of change and challenge. The divide between city and countryside is clear, but behind the numbers are real lives. The next scene, how rural Spain is fighting back. The people of empty Spain are raising their voices, they want to be heard. The story is not over. Let's see what's changing. The movement begins. Hope is on the horizon. For years, the emptying of rural Spain was silent. But recently, people began to organize and speak out. The term La España Vaciada became a rallying cry. In 2019, tens of thousands marched in Madrid under the banner La Revuelta de la España Vaciada, the revolt of empty Spain. They demanded better infrastructure, high-speed internet, investment in local economies, and improved public services. Their message, we exist and we matter. Politicians took notice. Rural issues are now on the national agenda. New political parties have emerged, focused on these challenges. There's growing awareness that the imbalance can't continue. The cry from Spain's heartland is being heard. The challenge now is to turn awareness into real solutions. The movement has momentum. Rural Spain is not giving up. The next scene, seeds of hope and renewal. Let's see what the future could look like. Despite the challenges, hope is growing in empty Spain. Technology is bringing fast internet to remote villages, making remote work possible. Newcomers, Neorrurales, are moving in, seeking a better quality of life. They bring fresh ideas, start small businesses, revive old crafts, and open organic farms. Sustainable tourism is on the rise. Agritourism, hiking, exploring historic villages. This creates jobs and supports local economies. Green energy projects, solar and wind, are appearing, bringing investment and debate. Local communities are taking initiative, restoring buildings, creating community centers, promoting heritage. Projects attract entrepreneurs with support and incentives. It's about showing these places have a future, not just a past. The seeds of renewal are small, but they're growing. Rural Spain is finding new ways to thrive. The story is changing. The next scene, what this means for travelers and for Spain's future. There's more to discover. Let's see what life looks like in the quiet heartlands. The journey continues. For travelers, there's a whole other Spain to discover. Beyond beaches and big cities lies a land of beauty and deep history. Visiting La España Vaciada means stunning landscapes, authentic culture, and a slower pace. You'll find ancient streets, friendly locals, and delicious traditional food. Your visit supports local businesses and helps keep villages alive. It's responsible tourism, connecting with people and places meaningfully. La España Vaciada is not a lost cause. It's a land of resilience and potential. The challenges are real, but so is the hope. Maybe its story will inspire new dreams, or even a new home. Next time you visit Spain, venture off the beaten path. Discover the heart of empty Spain. You might just find it full of life.